This man is the only person in the world who can swim and cuddle with a polar bear, and get away with it. His name is Mark Dumas, and for the past 30 years he and this polar bear named Agee have been best buddies. This fearless man lives in British Columbia in Canada, and he is a professional animal trainer for the film industry. It all started in 1995 when Mark was asked to find a polar bear for the movie Alaska. He heard about the bear cub that had recently been born at the zoo and was being hand-raised by the staff. Their cub's mother was old and unable to properly care for Agee, so the workers bottle-fed her. The bear was only 8 weeks old when Mark first met her. Before you can start training an animal, you have to gain its trust. Agee was so small that she could barely walk, so Mark decided to take her home. For the first few weeks he spent all of his time with her, feeding her when she was hungry and nursing her back to sleep. Over the years, Mark has worked with dozens of animals, but he has grown closer to Agee than any other. And the way Agee responded made him realize that he didn't want her to go back to the zoo, and that he wanted to keep her. What a crazy idea! The full-grown polar bear weighs more than 600 pounds and is one of the most dangerous predators on Earth. Imagine the hell that Mark and his wife had to go through to get the authorities to let them keep Agee. They had to prove they were capable of caring for the animal with the high demands of a large enclosure and quality diet. You may think that polar bears eat mainly fish, but in nature they rarely do. The main source of food is seals, and an adult bear needs 10,000 calories a day. Mark could not feed her seal meat, but he managed to find an alternative: raw chicken and salmon with salmon oil and vitamin supplements. Another big problem was the weather. Polar bears can easily survive Canadian winter, but hot summer could kill them. Even at 0 degrees, polar bears can overheat. To keep her cool, Mark built her a large pool with 24-hour access. Also, polar bears are marine animals and they need to exercise in the water. The enclosure's cost was significant, but Mark and his wife feel that it was all worth it, as they have enjoyed 30 years of companionship with their beloved bear. Mark says he never felt threatened around Agee and trusted her completely. But she does not act that way with anyone. Mark and his wife Dawn are the only people Agee will let near her at any time. And as it turns out, she is very possessive and protective of her humans, especially Mark. Did you know that bears can be jealous? Agee doesn't like anyone except Mark's wife. Whenever anyone got Mark's attention more than she did, especially women, she became nervous and upset. This was actually a big problem on the set. Over the years, Agee continued to appear in dozens of commercials, movies and documentaries, and she could get aggressive if someone got Mark's attention. Fortunately, in the 90s, technology made it possible to shoot action against green screen, and Agee and Mark were almost alone on set. Agee thinks of Mark as his son. Just listen to the way she greets him. The low rumble she makes with her tongue, the mix of cat purring and engine running, this is how polar bears say, "I love you."
Is that your daddy? Are you happy? Oh, happy girl.
For 30 years Mark spent every day he could with Agee, and their favorite pastime was swimming. They love to play in the water. Polar bears can swim for miles a day, and of course, Mark can't keep up with Agee and gets tired early. So Mark's wife distracted Agee with fish, while Mark left the pool, to keep the bear from getting too upset. Over the years, Mark and Agee have formed an incredibly intimate bond. Mark wrestles Agee on the grass, kisses her and puts his head in her giant jaws. He can even hug her when she rears up on her hind legs to more than 7 feet. When Mark took her in all those years ago, he truly believed that he would take care of her for the rest of her life. But reality took over and Mark was faced with the hardest decision of his life. His health was deteriorating and he was no longer able to care for Agee the way she deserved. With a heavy heart, Mark arranged for Agee to be transferred to Assiniboine Park Zoo in late 2022, but he tries to visit her as often as his health allows. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe to the channel, where you will find many more interesting stories.